Hōjō Masako was a political figure in Japan during the late Heian period and the early Kamakura Shogunate. In the historical novel, The Tale of Soga, a story is told about Masako. One day, her younger sister had a dream in which she held the sun and the moon, symbolizing power and authority. Understanding the significance of the dream, Masako interpreted it as a bad omen and proposed to purchase the dream from her sister, thus transferring its meaning onto herself. Ultimately, Masako became the wife of Minamoto no Yoritomo, the founder of Kamakura Shogunate, and emerged as the dominant figure in the shogunate after Yoritomo's death. Masako was born in 1157 in Iemitsu province. She was the eldest daughter of Hojo Tokimasa, a samurai lord during the late Heian period. In 1160, there was an uprising known as the Heiji Rebellion. The Taira clan quickly suppressed the rebellion and gained control of the government. One of the main instigators of the rebellion was Minamoto no Yoritomo. While attempting to flee, Yoritomo was killed. His son, Yoritomo, was captured and exiled to the remote province of Iemitsu. After being exiled, Yoritomo was placed under the care of the local lord, Hojo Tokimasa. Yoritomo was handsome and charming. He soon caught the attention of Tokimasa's daughter, Masako. Despite the age difference of 10 years and the trend of political marriages at the time, Masako and Yoritomo entered into a rare love affair. Initially, Masako's father strongly opposed their relationship, since Yoritomo was considered a banished criminal at the time. He feared that if they appeared too closely affiliated with the Minamoto clan, it might provoke the powerful Taira clan and invite their revenge. However, Masako seems determined to marry him and finally let her father acknowledge their marriage. In 1180, the uprising led by Prince Mochihito raised the banner of resistance against the Taira clan, and orders were sent to the samurai of the Minamoto clan in various provinces to rise up. This event later became known as the Genpei War. During this time, Yoritomo was leading a peaceful life with his wife and had no intention of taking up arms. However, the uprising was quickly crushed by the Taira clan. During this period, Yoritomo received false information indicating that the Taira clan had intention of capturing him. Misguided by this misinformation, Yoritomo found himself compelled to raise an army. As his uprising was rushed, Masako did not accompany him, but instead sought refuge in the mountains of Hakone. It was only after Yoritomo's army entered Kamakura that Masako, under the protection of Yoritomo's loyal followers, made her way to Kamakura and reunited with her husband. Finally, Yoritomo established himself in the Kanto region. He formed an alliance with the Takeda clan. Together, they subdued various forces in the region. Yoritomo, who dominated the Kanto region, was hailed by the warrior as Kamakura-dono, while Masako was referred as Midai-do-koro. Both Yoritomo and Masako held positions of great respect and authority. In 1182, Masako gave birth to her eldest son, Yorie. In 1192, she gave birth to the second son, Sanetomo. At the same time, a favorite concubine of Yoritomo also gave birth to an illegitimate son. Afraid of Masako's jealousy, the concubine and her son went into hiding. The son became a monk at the young age of 7, thus avoiding political turmoil and leading a peaceful life. In the same year, Emperor Go-Shirakawa passed away suddenly. Fujiwara no Kanesane gained control of the imperial court. After that, Yoritomo was officially appointed as the commander-in-chief of the expeditionary a revolt against the barbarians. Few years later, in 1198, after attending the completion ceremony of the Sagamigawa Bridge, Yoritomo fell from his horse on the way back. From that point on, he fell ill and never recovered. In next year, he passed away at 53 years old. At the age of 43, Masako became a widow. She adhered to the customs of the time and became a nun. Her eldest son, Yorie, succeeded to the family estate, but his authoritarian rule led to resistance from the samurai vassals, prompting the establishment of a council of 13 elders in 1200 in order to restrain his autocracy. Nevertheless, Yorie's mismanagement persisted, causing increasing discontent among the samurai vassals. In 1203, Yorie was forced to become a monk and was imprisoned in a temple. He passed away in the following year. After his deposition, Masako's youngest son, Sanetomo, succeeded him as the shogun, while Masako's brother ruled as regent for him. In 1219, Sanetomo was assassinated due to the lack of the direct heir in the main line of the Minamoto clan. The bloodline was discontinued. The shogunate's political power came under the control of the Hojo family. Although Masako was saddened by the death of her son, she took the responsibility to ensure the stability of the shogunate and was referred to as non-shogun. In order to quickly find the next shogun, Masako sent envoys to Emperor Go-Toba and proposed that the imperial court sent a prince to assume the position of shogun. However, Emperor Go-Toba sensed the danger posed by the warrior of the Kanto region. Sending a prince to the Kanto region would essentially be handing over a hostage to the shogunate. For this reason, Emperor Go-Toba rejected the proposal to appoint a prince as the shogun. Emperor Go-Toba realized that if things continued as they were, it would become increasingly difficult to control the influential Kamakura Shogunate. In the end, instead of dispatching a prince, he decided to send a young member of Kujo family who was a distant relative with Yoritomo. However, the actual power of the shogunate remained in the hands of Hojo clan. In fact, Emperor Go-Toba had long been dissatisfied with the shogunate, viewing it as an entity that should not exist. In 1221, he issued orders to overthrow the shogunate and raised an army. This event is known as the Jokyu War. This was a momentous event and the greatest crisis the shogunate had faced, according to the prevailing ideology of the time. As the emperor was considered a descendant of the sun goddess, it was believed that going to war against the emperor would inevitably lead to defeat. In this situation, it was psychologically and practically challenging for the leaders of the shogunate to combat against the imperial court. Breaking this impasse was Masako. During the war, she delivered the following speech. The general is embarking on a campaign against the court's enemy, laying foundations in the Kanto region. Each of you holds your current positions and stipends solely due to the grace bestowed upon you by Lord Yoritomo. His benevolence is as high as the mountains and as steep as the seas. Will you forget his grace and defect to the imperial court, or will you repay his kindness by serving Kamakura? Will you spare no effort in slaying the enemy, or will you betray us and follow the emperor? Speak your minds honestly. Samurai of all ranks were moved by her words, shedding tears of sentiment and pledging their loyalty to the shogunate. Historians regard this speech as having a transformative significance. Since the opponent was the emperor and the imperial court, one must obey and not act against them. However, Masako turned this notion on his head. She argued that those who govern well will prosper, and those who govern poorly will be overthrown. Under her leadership, the Kamakura Shogunate's army marched into Kyoto and defeated the imperial court. At that time, Kyoto had 3 retired emperors. All of them were later exiled after the war. Emperor Chiyokyo, who was the reigning emperor at the time, was dethroned. In order to marginalize the imperial family line of Emperor Go-Toba, the shogunate supported the son of Prince Morisada, Emperor Go-Toba's older brother, to ascend the throne. It marked a significant turning point in Japanese history. It was the first time the shogunate intervened in the imperial succession. During the war, the Kamakura Shogunate acquired over 3,000 estates from the supporter of Emperor Go-Toba. Ultimately, the imperial court lost its political power. Behind all of this were Masako and her brother Hōjō Yosutake. In 1224, Hōjō Yosutake suddenly passed away. In the following year, Hōjō Yasutake, the eldest son of Hōjō Yoshitake, assumed control of the shogunate, while Masako fell ill and passed away shortly after at the age of 69.